Hi, welcome to my channel, Organized with Joy. I'm Joy and I want to inspire you to get organized. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you 10 assumptions that people have about professional organizers. So for those of you who don't know, I am a professional organizer in the Austin, Texas area, and I thought it would be fun to share with you some of the assumptions that people have had about me, and I'm sure about other professional organizers over the years, and talk to you about why they are true or not true. The first assumption I have for you is that we want you to get rid of everything. And this is so far from the truth. I understand that everybody wants and needs different things in life to help them feel fulfilled and to enjoy life. We all live in different life stages and have different needs for things. And honestly, some people like to have an abundance and some people don't. So I totally think it's fine, whatever you want to keep. It's just a matter of making sure that you have purged everything that is no longer useful to you or you love, so that we can get everything put in its place. It's really important to have a place for everything. And so that is the only goal that I have, is to make sure that all of your things do have a place. The second assumption is that every space in our homes are organized or perfect. And I can assure you that this is not true. Over the years, I have worked in each space in my home to try to get it organized, but I certainly have had times where things have just piled up. And I know there's specific places in my home in particular where that happens. We have an attic crawl space and also a storage closet in our garage that tends to happen, but also our desk in the kitchen often gets overrun and piled up with things. I do have a couple of videos where I organize the storage space in my garage, and I also have a video where I clean out our attic space, but I can assure you that not every space in my home is always organized and perfect. The next three are similar but separate assumptions, and number 3 is that we judge you for being disorganized. And this is so far from the truth. I think being organized is definitely a skill that you develop. It's also something that's a little bit inborn in people. And so we certainly do not judge our clients when we walk into their homes. The whole reason they hired us is because they want to take that step of getting organized, but they just aren't sure where to start or how to do it. So we definitely do not judge people for being disorganized. Number 4 is we judge you for how much you own. And this is similar to the first one where I mentioned we want you to get rid of everything. We do not judge you for how much you own. I will certainly organize any amount of stuff as long as it fits in the space. The only rule that I have is that we go through and purge everything that you are no longer using or loving, because it's really silly to find a place for items that you no longer are using or loving. Number 5 is that we judge our friends or family members' homes. And this is definitely not true. I recognize that everybody has a different comfort level when it comes to the clutter in their home or how clean their home is. And usually when I'm in someone's home, I experience how that person makes me feel, not necessarily what their home looks like, if it's cluttered or not cluttered. And honestly, if it is cluttered, it doesn't bother me because it's not something that I could live with in my home, but I don't have to live there. So I totally do not judge anybody's homes for the way they keep them. Assumption number 6 is that we are perfectionists with attention to detail. Okay, that one's true. I like to call myself a recovering perfectionist because I don't necessarily like that label. I think it does have a negative connotation to it. I don't want to have really high expectations on people. I really would like to work on this area and recognizing that sometimes good enough is good enough. Assumption number 7 is that organizing, it comes naturally to us, and so it's easy for us. Now, I think that there is somewhat of a natural inborn component, or maybe it was the way we were raised. Maybe we were taught to keep things neat and tidy, taught to have a place for everything. But the truth is, I don't always have motivation to get my things organized or to declutter or to clean. And it's not always easy. There are sometimes projects that are really tricky and take a lot of thought and take a lot of time to get done. While it's kind of true that organizing comes naturally to me, I think it doesn't mean that it's always easy. Assumption number 8 is that our homes are always tidy. No, this isn't true. I have people living here. There's 5 of us who live here, so obviously my home is not always tidy. It might be more tidy than when my kids were little and there were a lot of toys and sports equipment and different things, backpacks lying around the house. That has changed now that my kids are older, but we definitely still have purses and shoes and papers pile up, and I definitely need to continuously tidy my home. Assumption number 9 is that professional organizers are minimalists. While this might be true for some professional organizers, I really don't believe it's true for every professional organizer. I think everybody has a different amount of things that they need to enjoy life. I think it is easier if you are a minimalist to keep your home organized and tidy with minimal effort, but not all professional organizers are minimalists, and it's just a matter of having a home for everything. Number 10, and the last assumption I'm gonna share with you, is that our kids are also organized. I can assure you that this is not true. I would say 2 of my kids are disorganized and 1 is a little bit more on the organized side. But just because I'm organized doesn't mean that my kids are going to be organized. I try to teach them, practical tricks and tips to keep their space clean and tidy and organized, but they don't always follow through on that, and that's okay because each one of them are just their own little individuals, and they need to navigate their lives and figure out what works best for them. I will have a blog post detailing all this information that I shared with you here in this video. So if you're interested in going to check that out, head over to my website, organizedwithjoy.com. Well, obviously all of these assumptions and reasons why they are or aren't true that I'm sharing with you are just from my experience and my perspective. This might not be true for every professional organizer, but I thought I would share my thoughts with you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are, and if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to consider subscribing. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.